Hello, my name is Candace Sweet, and I'll be your instructor for this online class, English Composition. First, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I graduated from the University of Memphis with my bachelor's degree in 2005 with dual majors in English and philosophy, and I received my master's in English from the U of M in 2010. I've been teaching for about 5 years now, first at Mid-South Community College in West Memphis, Arkansas, and then at the U of M. I've taught English Composition 1 and 2, American Literature 1 and 2, Literary Heritage, Sociology, Philosophy, and College Study Skills. I guess it shouldn't come as a surprise, but I love school. I am very excited to have the opportunity to share with you what I know about literature and writing here at Jackson State Community College, and I hope you are as excited about our online class as I am. Jackson State Community College, your first choice, your best choice in higher education. Now that I have my introductions out of the way, I'd like to know who you are. So your first step is to go to our discussion board on our class website, look for the post that's asking about you, and tell me and the rest of your class all about yourself. Now, our discussion board is not the only thing that you're going to find on our website. I also want you to find our syllabus. The syllabus is an extremely important document because it is essentially a contract between you and me. So you have to make sure that you look at the syllabus very carefully so that you know all of the requirements for the class. I'm going to go over a few of them here, so it might be helpful if you pull up a copy of the syllabus to follow along. This course is entirely online, and it is in English Composition 1. This course focuses on the development of writing skills as they apply to different purposes with an emphasis on logic, organization, levels of usage, grammar and mechanics, information gathering, and audience awareness. Familiarity with the basic essay form and outlining techniques is already assumed. Prerequisites for the course include satisfactory English and reading scores on a placement test or the DSPW 0800 and DSPR 0800. Here are the texts and supplies that you're going to need for this class. Our textbook is called The Sundance Writer, and it's by Mark Connolly. Make sure that you get the 4th edition with 2009 MLA update, or the page numbers that I have listed on the website won't match up with your edition. So make sure it's the 4th edition with 2009 MLA update. You are also going to have Microsoft Word or the free compatibility package that's easily found on Microsoft's website. If you use any other word processing program, this course is going to be very difficult for you to complete. And make sure that you have computer internet access. I know this goes without saying, but as this course is taught entirely online, you're going to have access to the internet. Once you have completed this course, you must be able to do the following. You must be able to plan and organize content of essays effectively, write clear sentences in standard English, compose clear thesis statements, compose clear topic sentences related directly to the thesis, develop supporting paragraphs using specific details, compose effective introductions and conclusions, provide appropriate transitions, proofread to improve sentences, edit to increase sentence variety, revise to improve paragraphs and essays, incorporate material from secondary sources into original compositions, document secondary material appropriately, use language appropriate to assignment and audience, and demonstrate comprehension of assigned reading. Now you'll see the next thing on your syllabus are the requirements of the class. I'm going to do a separate presentation on those requirements, the assignments themselves, and how much they're worth, and how I grade, and how the grades are going to be tabulated. So let's get down to the department policies for composition sequence. I know that some people want to, work out of order, or they want to, work ahead of time. But to complete and pass this course, the student must attempt and submit all required writing assignments, fulfill the attendance policy stated on the syllabus, and submit any project in the prescribed sequence on the assigned due dates. So even though this is an online class, you need to be very aware of our due dates. Here is an important note on online course requirements. There are a few things you should think about regarding online courses. The first is that you have to be very self-motivated to make this work. Instead of having an instructor standing over your shoulder 3 hours a week in a classroom, you will have to motivate yourself and keep up with due dates on your own. Instead of having a lecture and a real class discussion, you will read posted lecture notes and have discussions online, and you must participate. All of the course content will not be posted at the beginning of the semester for you to complete at your own pace. You will follow a step-by-step, organized semester calendar with specific due dates. Here's some advice that may help you be successful in the hybrid online class. Number 1, do the work. Do not make excuses. Number 2, participate in the discussions. Number 3, read the content that has been posted. The majority of the emails or questions an online instructor has to answer relate to content that has been clearly posted. And number 4, the drop-fail rate in online classes is very high. Don't be a statistic. Students who do not actively participate in the online elements of the course will not pass. You will have to participate to pass. The eLearn program gives me an enormous amount of information about where you go, what you download, how long you spend reading posts or content. Now, I'm not saying this to frighten you or to scare you or to make you think that you can't do it, but you have to be aware of the environment of an online class. Even though our class is online, there are rules that you must follow. Keep in mind that as college students, you are to keep your writing formal. That means correct, standard, and mature. When you are doing work for this class, including taking part in our discussions, you will use formal language. Use of I am language will not be acceptable. An important part of writing is audience awareness, which means making sure that your language is appropriate for the audience you are addressing. Since your audience for this course is your English professor and other college students, you must use language that meets college expectations: formal, correct, mature. Please also make sure your language is not harsh or offensive on the discussion boards or emails. Our classroom environment will remain professional and mature. Your discussion posts are not comments on a YouTube video, and I expect your language and tone to be appropriate. Remember to look at our second video for the requirements of the class in terms of grading and assignments. But note that your effort in this college course, even though it's online, is assumed. As college students, you should not expect to pass merely because you attend every class meeting or put forth a great deal of effort. Your goal is to meet the objectives of the course. Note also that you should not expect or ask for any kind of extra credit. Here are some things that will affect your grade, however. Late assignments. The drop boxes that you will use to submit your work are created and set up before this class began. Each Dropbox will close after the assignment is due. These times and dates are programmed into the eLearn program and will not change. Therefore, it is extremely important that you submit your assignments on time. Late assignments will be accepted only with the instructor's permission, and I will tell you that I almost never give that permission. If the eLearn program crashes or is not working properly and you miss a due date, your work will be accepted, as eLearn technical problems are not your fault. Your instructor will be notified of any eLearn problems and will be aware of them. The instructor is not responsible for computer malfunctions, lost disks, etc., simply because there's nothing the instructor can do about them. Make sure that you save your work and make backups. Moving down our syllabus. Our disability policy. Any student with a disability is encouraged to inform the instructor if he or she wishes the college to make appropriate accommodations. The student should also contact Linda Nickel in the counseling office, which is in the Student Union building, and that number is 425-2616. Last but not least is our plagiarism policy. Plagiarism is the theft of someone else's intellectual property and subsequent attempt to purport it to be your own. In a class like Comp 1, though, in which you're learning to use sources correctly, you will make these mistakes and they will be treated accordingly. However, if I find that you have intentionally plagiarized, you will receive a failing grade for that assignment. Now, I know that this discussion has been brief. Don't worry. Like the grading and requirements, I will have a much more detailed explanation of plagiarism at a later date. This presentation was not comprehensive, so keep looking back for more.